So in the next few minutes, I will walk through a live demo where real-time actuals synchronize with AI-powered sales predictions, converting volumes to production needs and material costs, and see how dynamic scenario simulations help you master profit volatility and make faster, smarter decisions, and finally do a P&L report visualized on a dynamic dashboard. So now let me share the demo screen. Okay, so firstly, let's open a data flow here, and you can upload your forms and then get the actual data, like the first 4 months actual sales revenue into the report. So EVOX supports different data sources, not only forms, but also abundant database, protocols, etc. So let me drag another source data. Okay. Okay, so as I said, you can connect it to database like MyCircle, Oracle, and SAP, or the JDBC HTTP protocol. So many data source you can choose. And also we have sufficient components that you can easily drag here and to complete your calculation. And then click execute. Okay. So let's open the sales revenue budget report, assuming we already have a 2026 full-year budget data by entity and the product. Right now, by using the data flow, we have the actual data for the 4 months, first 4 months of the 2026. So AI will use at least 3 years of historical data to help you forecast. And you can click the data forecast here and choose the forecast time, let's say May, and click OK. So AI will automatically start to predict. Traditionally, the forecasting relied heavily on the manual work or basic statistical methods. The approach could be slow and hard to capture complex interactions across many variables. But with AI, the system automatically learns trends, seasonality, and correlations from historical data, so it can handle many dimensions at once to generate the forecast. So may take a few time. Okay, now the AI has finished the prediction, and the results are shown in both table and the chart here. Okay, so you can see the AI predicted data is here, and in the chart, the yellow line represents the historical data, and the blue shows the AI predict revenue. And then we can save it back to the report, and which is a version like AI forecast and a scenario AI. Click OK. Okay, so the data has been saved back into the report, and then we can check here. Okay, you can see the data has been saved here, and back to the version 1. We can click the data calculation and input the predict data here. And save. And you can allocate it proportionally and by the entity and the product to different different entities and different products to create a real-time forecast of May based on the 4 months actual figures. And you can save it to AI forecast here. Okay, and we switch to the AI forecast here. Okay, now you can see that the AI forecast data has been saved in another different version. So next, we move to the production budget. So I will demonstrate the end-to-end process of cost budget management. The goal is to show how we start from the sales volume into production volume, material requirements, and the procurement options, and finally pass the selected cost into the P&L report. So first, in the production budget, based on the sales volume budget of each volume revenue organization, summarize them to form the production volume budget at the factory level. And next, we will define the bill of materials and, of course, the consumption per production. So this lays the foundation for the cost of budgeting. And the material quantity is automatically calculated by a member formula, and we can choose the data traceability. Okay, so you can see that the material quantity is production volume multiplied by material consumption. So, okay, so then we will come to the cost budget here. We have the historical data and the record of the budget of capacity and the specification and pricing of the different materials. So then you can, based on this kind of information, we can run the cost simulations for the same material by varying purchase quantities across different suppliers to achieve the optimal cost budget. And we come to the supplier sheet. And for example, consider a material like a Poland cement clicker. The total demand is about 43,000 tons. And for the supplier one, offers like a 22.5 thousand per 100 tons. And for the supplier two, offers like a 32.4 thousand per 150 tons. So we can simulate two options here. And of course, you can have like more procurement options by entering expected the quantities for each supplier and to compare the total cost. So you can to input your multiple here, and the purchase quantity and the purchase cost will be automatically calculated. So after comparing these options, and you can choose your preferred final option here to make your decision, and you can execute here to running the data flow associated with this report. So the final option cost can be directly written into the P&L report. And finally, the following is the energy expense budgeting. So I will focus on the quick entry assistance and the fuel price scenario simulation for the purpose of adapting to the market changes. The energy expense often fluctuates due to the external events like the recent war caused a sharp rise in the oil prices. So flexible budgeting is critical to responding to the dynamic market environment. And firstly, we need to budget the relative consumption here and use the function of entry assistant to help you budget faster and improve your decision making. So we can click the entry assistant, and you can generate the results based on the historical trend, and click OK here. And you can see the data has been generated based on the historical trend here. Save. And we also can try a different entry method. Let's say, okay, so let's assume that if you expect the oil price to rise and want to increase your EV usage instead of fuel, so you can choose reduce the 5% from historical ratio for the consumption and click OK. Okay, so save the data here, and the whole process is very convenient for you to do a very quick and reliable budget entry by this function. And for the fuel price itself, you can run different scenarios to compare the budget version. For the version 1, we use like a 45% from the current price, and for the version 2, we assume like the war may ease gradually, and we choose a conservative 30% increase. For version 3, we assume that the conflict may be escalates, and we choose an aggressive 70% increase. So, and we can now to see the expense table here. I have already set the conditional formatting of the data. So let me refresh the sheet. And you can see that the version 1 has like 2.3 billion. And for the version 2, the total cost is lower than the version 1 and decreased to like 2 billion. For the version 3, the cost is much higher and it's up to 2.6 billion. So you can easily simulate the different scenarios and decide the optional budget. So after completing the above budget, the PO report can be quickly and automatically generated. I have prepared a dashboard here. So you can see that in the dashboard that shows the data under the 3 different versions. Oh, okay. Let me refresh that. Okay. Okay, so you can see the EBITDA data under different version, also the year-over-year results by different accounts here. Also, the data also can be stored in the report. Let me refresh data. Okay, so the data can be shown also in the report with the highlight key data by the conditional formatting here. Okay, so that concludes the demonstration. Let me hand it over to Tony to continue.
Okay, I mean, time is limited. They say we will just stop here. Then we can submit the more question to us via the QR code or follow our linking, and then our team will connect you to have a set up a one-on-one. Another conversation to which is the relevant to your organization will challenge on the protected profit, right? Okay, thank you everyone. So today's webinar is that. So we can have another session in the next coming of months. Thank you.